Good morning everyone. Students, I hope you have completed your homework and you have done all the classifications of account. I just give a brief of this. We have two kind of accounts, personal and impersonal, and impersonal is further divided in two parts, real account and nominal account. So that way we have total three accounts, personal, real and nominal account, right? And we have done its rule regulations also. What are the rules of personal account? Debit the receiver and credit the giver. Real account, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Nominal account, debit all the expenses and losses and credit all the income and gains, right? Students, this is very, very important and basic things for the accountancy. You can say ABC of the accounts, fine. So those who didn't see the previous video, please watch that and learn the things properly. Only then you can understand the further things. So I request those who didn't watch, just pause the video, right? Listen the previous one, complete your work and then come on this video. All right. Now I'm talking to you further. So after learning all these rule regulations, students, I want to tell you our accountancy is based on double entry system. Okay. Now what is this double entry system? As it is very apparent from its name, double entry system means double entry, two times this will be entered. Now what is this two times and why? Okay, let me make you understand with this example. Suppose you are a shopkeeper, fine, and you are doing many transactions, either sale, purchase, so many things, right? Let's talk about the sale. Suppose you are sitting on the counter and you are selling some goods. आप कुछ सामान बेच रहे हैं, ठीक है? So just think from your side. अपनी तरफ से सोच के देखिए. What you are doing? Selling the goods. So what is happening? You are selling. So another side, on the other hand, you can see somebody is standing and that person is doing what? That person is purchasing, right? So from your side it is selling, but another one is purchasing. Fine. Now another thing, what you are doing? आप सेल कर रहे हैं तो आप क्या कर रहे हैं? You are giving something. आप goods hand over कर रहे हैं, आप दे रहे हैं. One side, fine. And what is happening? Another side, what is happening? You are receiving cash. Are you getting, students? आप कुछ दे रहे हैं और कुछ ले रहे हैं. Both the things happens all together. Simultaneously this happens. कि आपने सामान दिया और पैसे लिए. तो this is what? Double sided, double entry, right? Something takes place in the debit side and another one is on a credit side, right? Now, so this double entry system means it is entered two times, once in debit side and another one credit side. What is this debit and credit? How to write? Very soon we will study about it. Okay. Okay. Now another important thing, whatever you think, whatever transactions we do in our books of account, that is done from business point of view. Okay. Always remember कि आप जो भी transactions करेंगे, राइट, वो बिजनेस के बिहाफ पे कर रहे हैं. आपको बिजनेस की तरफ से सोचना है. ओके, सो दैट वे वी विल बी डूइंग एंड योर अकाउंटेंसी इज बेस्ड ऑन डबल एंट्री सिस्टम. फाइन. सो लेट्स टेक वन मोर एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस डबल एस्पेक्ट. सपोज यू आर हैंडिंग ओवर द पेन टू समबडी. सो at another side somebody is there to receive. Means every transaction has two folds. Fine. Two sides will be there. So before starting our journal entries properly, let's talk about these two illustrations, illustration number 1 and 2. So you will be more clear with the accounts, what kind of accounts we are doing. So here the illustration number 1 is telling, classify the following accounts into the personal, real and nominal account, which we have studied yesterday, right? What comes in the personal? We have classified in three parts: natural person, artificial person and representative personal account. Okay. And real, what comes in the real account? Assets comes in the. Now real account, we have what comes in the real account? Assets comes in the real account. We have two kind of assets. One is tangible and intangible. Tangible, which we can see and touch, like plant and machinery, land and building. Intangible, which we can't see, like your patent, copyright, goodwill, so and so. Nominal account is containing all the expenses and losses, income and gain, right? So let's start. Cash. Cash, where cash comes? Cash is your property, right? It's your assets. So that comes in the real account and you will find the solutions here. Okay, later on you can see. Now bank. let's do it here. Bank is your personal account. As I have explained कि bank is having account number of all the persons separately. As you people are having your roll number, instead of your name, if we call roll number 1, roll number 5, roll number 10, so different students will be answering. Fine. So in the same way we have the bank account. So this is your personal account. Fine. Now this is outstanding salary. The meaning of outstanding is something due, which is balance. Like in Hindi we call it a bakaya, right? आपने payment नहीं किया है. Salary is your expenses. Okay, students. So if we use any prefix with the expenses and income, so that becomes your personal account, right? So you should be very careful regarding this, students. We have certain expenses and income. Fine. So that will come in the nominal account. But if we use any prefix, यानी उन वर्ड से पहले आप कुछ ऐड कर देते हैं, that can be outstanding, accrued, fine, unearned, these kind of terms will be there. If you add in front of these expenses and income, so that becomes your personal account. And which personal account? Representative personal account. All right. So here the outstanding salary. Salary is your expenses, that should be a part of your nominal account, but as we have added this outstanding, so this becomes your personal account. Fine. Now we have accrued interest. Again, interest is your expenses. If you pay interest, interest is ब्याज. Fine. So we have added this term accrued, so this becomes your personal account. Now this term, what does this mean? Accrued. Accrued means earned but not received. This happens generally, the time is over. Like interest you are supposed to pay, okay, for 6 months you have to pay the interest. Now the time is exceeding, it is more than 6 months. Fine. So that amount you didn't pay, so that becomes your outstanding interest if you have to pay, vice versa. And if you have to receive the interest from somebody, 6 months का आपको interest मिलना था, 9 months हो चुके हैं, right? तो 3 months excess हो चुके हैं, अभी आपको नहीं मिला है, तो this kind of income which is due but not received is called accrued income. Is that clear? What is accrued income? Yani accrued interest is what? Interest due but not received, right? Due हो चुका है, time हो चुका है उसको मिलने का, लेकिन आपको मिला नहीं है. Okay, so this is your accrued income, and here it is accrued interest. Now next one is drawing. We have studied drawing is what? If you draw something for the personal use. I have told you in accountancy terminology. Fine. So drawing is that amount which you draw from the business for your personal use. So this is your personal account. Okay. Next one is capital. Again, capital is invested by the different persons in the business. Okay. Business में आपने capital लगाई है. The different people are investing capital in the business. Partnership में there can be more than 2%, 2 or more than 2%, है ना? So they are investing their capital. So this is personalized. Next one is your bank overdraft. Students, do you know the meaning of overdraft? Overdraft means, here I have to explain this term. Suppose you have 50,000 rupees in the bank. Fine. So you can withdraw till 50,000 only. But in your current account, means which is for business. Business में जो हमारा account होता है वो saving account नहीं होता. That is called current account. Okay. Now you talk to your bank कि मुझे 50,000 से अगर ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ती है तो बैंक gives you one limit. Bank decides one limit for you. Say 1 lakh rupees. So now you have 50,000 in your bank, but if you want, you can withdraw maximum 1,50,000 rupees, because 1 lakh limit you have taken and 50,000 you have your own money. So total 1,50,000 you can withdraw from the bank. So this extra limit is called bank overdraft, right? So this is also personalized in nature. Fine. Maybe Mr. Ram is withdrawing and Sham is not withdrawing. So whoever will withdraw this money, that will be entered in his account. Okay. So this is your personal account. Now prepaid rent. Again students, rent is your expenses and we have added this term prepaid. Okay. Prepaid means advance में pay कर देना. ठीक है. So this is your personal account. Fine. Now let's talk about this real account. Real account is your assets. Okay. So cash we have discussed. Cash is your assets. Leasehold property, this is the property which you have taken on the lease, and it's your property, of course, it's a part of assets, and assets comes in the real account. Plant and machinery is also your assets, it's real account. Goodwill is your assets, means name, fame, reputation, but this is intangible assets. We can't see and touch the goodwill, and rest of these things can be seen and touched. So these are tangible assets, and this is intangible assets. Fine. Now let's talk about the nominal accounts. Salary. Salary is your expenses. Discount received. Pay attention students, there are two kind of discount. Discount allowed and discount received. See, when you go to the market and आपको डिस्काउंट मिलता है, ठीक है, 1000 रुपीज़ की चीज़ 900 में मिल रही है, तो आपको फ़ायदा है, नुकसान है? It is your gain, right? So you are receiving discount from the shopkeeper. So this comes in the nominal account. And if you find later on discount allowed, so here you are a shopkeeper, कोई आपसे खरीदने आता है, डिस्काउंट मांगता है, तो आप उसको अलाउ करते हैं डिस्काउंट, ठीक है? तो डिस्काउंट अलाउड इज योर एक्सपेंसेस. सो बोथ द थिंग्स, एक्सपेंसेस एंड इनकम, बोथ आर अ पार्ट ऑफ योर नॉमिनल अकाउंट. फाइन. सो वी हैव टेकन इट हियर. Bad debts written off. Students, I didn't explain this bad debts, but I'm telling you, debtors. Who are the debtors? We have discussed this term. Debtors are those person to whom we have sold the goods on credit basis. यानी जिनको हमने उधार माल बेचा है, now we have to receive money from those people. उनसे हमें पैसा मिलना है, ठीक है? debtors से पैसा मिलना है. But due to some reason we find some debtors don't turn good. कुछ debtors आपको पैसा पे नहीं करते हैं. So we declare them bad debts. Okay. So bad debts is what? It's your loss. जहाँ आपको debtor से पैसा नहीं मिलता वो आपका loss है. तो this is called as bad debts, right? So that is also a part of your nominal account. Now purchases. Purchases means आप goods purchase करते हैं, right? तो purchases are also your expenses. I tell you students, purchase and sales are two things which are a part of real account also, and this also. We can write any of the place. Fine. Because purchases are your goods, so these are your assets also. आपकी goods आपकी assets हैं, and simultaneously we can call it an expenses also, कि जब आप goods खरीद के लाते हैं, purchase करते हैं, तो this is your expenses. Fine. So purchases are a part of your nominal account. Now bad debts recovered. Students, bad debts written off means losses हो गए हैं, bad debts हो गए हैं, debtors ने पैसा नहीं दिया, तो this is your loss. And recovered means some people are very good, you know. Last year I have declared it as bad debts. Fine. Loss हो गया था. Due to some reason, Mr. Ram did not pay. But next year, Mr. Ram came to me and he said, "Ki ma'am, sorry, last year I could not pay you. And this year I have money, so I'm paying you." So 5,000 he has paid me. तो मैंने उसको बुक्स में क्या डिक्लेयर कर दिया था? Bad debts, right? Now I'm recovering this amount. Okay, तो this is my gain. This is my income. Last year वो लॉस था, लॉस भी नॉमिनल में आएगा. नाउ इट इज़ माई इनकम, तो वो भी मुझे नॉमिनल में दिखाना है. इज दैट क्लियर? नाउ इंटरेस्ट पेड. इंटरेस्ट पेड यानी एक्सपेंसेस है आपका, ठीक है? एक्सपेंसेस है तो आपको नॉमिनल में दिखाना है. इफ इट इज़ इंटरेस्ट रिसीव्ड देन ऑल्सो आई विल बी शोइंग इन अ नॉमिनल अकाउंट. रिसीव्ड आपकी इनकम हो जाती है एंड इंटरेस्ट पेड इज योर एक्सपेंसेस. फाइन स्टूडेंट्स. नाउ remember, paid and received, two things are there, so you have to be very careful regarding that. Fine. Now next one is carries inward. What is this term? Carries inward. Must be knowing students, when we buy heavy items from the market, so we don't carry it on head, right? We need some carrier, right? We need some buggy, rickshaw or auto, something kind of thing we need, right? तो उस व्हीकल को जो हम पे करते हैं वो आपका carries होता है, right? Carries. Now two terms you will find, inward and outward. Later on we'll discuss in detail. Inward means in, जब goods आती हैं उस पर पे करते हैं, and outward means, out means बाहर, जब वो बाहर जाती हैं तब पे करते हैं, ठीक है? तो इन कौन सी चीज़ें होती हैं जो आप परचेज करके लाते हैं, वो आपका इनवर्ड है, राइट? एंड व्हेन यू सेल द गुड्स, जब आप सेल्स करते हैं, गुड्स बाहर जाती हैं और उस पर आप कैरिज पे करते हैं, वो आपका कैरिज आउटवर्ड होता है. ऑलराइट, बोथ द कैरिज इनवर्ड एंड कैरिज आउटवर्ड आर अ पार्ट ऑफ नॉमिनल अकाउंट. Is that clear, students? I have explained it properly. Now this illustration number 2, I'll be giving its pic to you. Fine. So you will be solving it yourself. So today's homework will be illustration number 1 and illustration number 2. You have to understand it properly and then solve it in your copy and post it on the WhatsApp. Fine, students? So just listen the video very carefully ki what I'm talking about. This is double entry system. Our accountancy is based on the double entry system. Rules, classification, just mug up all these things, and finally tomorrow we are starting journal entry. Thank you, students.